All right, so here we are. Okay, so welcome everybody. We're just giving people some time to jump on either on Zoom or Facebook. Today we have a wonderful presentation by the UAB Police Department about safety, public safety, and we have Sergeant Marvin Hart from the Crime Prevention Manager joining us today. So we're going to give people a few minutes. I see people joining us on Zoom, and I also see some people joining us on Facebook. So remember, we are both on Facebook Live and on Zoom. So thank you, Sergeant Hart, for being here today. We'll just give people a few more minutes to jump on, and then we'll get started. So everybody, just a couple of reminders. As we go along, if you have questions, you can submit your questions through the Q&A, and then your presenter and I will be able to see those questions and then answer them at the end. You can also submit your questions through Facebook. So if you see me looking sideways, it's because I'm also looking at another screen where I can see the questions and what's being commented on Facebook. So thank you everybody for being here today. We are going to turn this live now to Sergeant Hart. So Sergeant Hart, it's all yours.
Well, I can't see everybody else, so I'm just kind of talking to a blank screen, but that's okay.
Everybody's there. So we've got participants here on Zoom and on Facebook. So
okay. Well, I'd like to introduce everybody to myself and to the police department. My name's Marvin Hart, and this got my contact information up here. The best way to get in touch with me is through my office number, which is 205-934-2409. They have it set up so if you leave a message, I get a voice email, and not so much the cell phone. It's a little more tricky to get up with me using the cell phone, but the office number, definitely, I'll always get your message and get back to you. This is a picture of our police department. We're real proud of it. It's about just a few years old now, 3 or 4 years old, but our location is 1117 14th Street South. If you know much about campus, we're on 14th Street South, just behind the Chevron station and just behind the CVS pharmacy. So we're on the south end of campus. We actually go from 14th Street all the way to 15th Street, but the entrance, public entrance anyway, is on the 14th Street side. So we're easy to find. I've been here 7 years. And I've worked other places before, but really been happy since I've been here. I thought it was going to be I'd been working overseas. I came back in. I thought it was going to be a small department, maybe 30, 40 officers, but I was wrong. UAB is actually a very big department, especially for Alabama. We have 130 uniformed actual police officers, which a lot of towns in Alabama don't have nearly that many. So we also patrol the hospital side of campus, and we patrol the university side. But for this area, about a 10 or 12 square block area, 130 officers is a lot. So you're never going to be too far away from us, and we're never going to be too far. If you call us, we'll be there shortly. We also, in addition to our police officers, we have 65 uniform officers. And they're kind of our eyes and ears. If there's a situation that they're aware of, they'll call us, and then we'll come deal with it. But that's extra security that we have on campus. We actually have a multitude of vehicles. We've got SUVs, we've got sedans, we've got a motorcycle, several motorcycles. We have bicycles. We have 2-wheel Segways, which you'll see the officers use it in the hospitals a lot. And we also do foot patrols all over campus. So a lot of ways that we can transport around campus. We have 2 substations that are on campus. One is located in the Hill Student Center on the 2nd floor. Right as you get off the elevator, the office is right in front of you. It's got our emblem on the door, a badge on the door, so you can recognize it. And also for the freshmen, we've got a substation in the freshman dorm, Blazer Hall. So we're easy to find that way. And in addition, we have other offices in some of the hospital buildings. Again, I talked about how many officers we have and how easy it is to get us. you'll see around campus these green help pedestals. Actually, they're about 8 foot tall, and they've got a big red button on them right at waist level. All you have to do is press that red button, and we're going to come to that location. We know where each phone is located, so you don't even have to say anything. Once you press the red button, the blue light up top of the pedestal is going to go off, and then you're going to have officers en route to your location. Don't worry about whether or not whatever your situation qualifies as an emergency. If you're concerned about something, then that's an emergency enough for us. Just push that button and we'll be on our way to help you. You'll immediately be on voice contact with the emergency dispatcher so they can help you also. But again, I think we'll be there within 1 or 2 minutes anywhere on campus. We have some other services, and I'm going to have the phone numbers on the next slide, but we have other services that are available to you that we have access to. The first one's the Motorist Assistance Road Service, and I can personally vouch for that because I've gone out a couple of mornings, unfortunately, and left my lights on and had a dead battery. So that's what they're for. If you call them, and I'm going to give you the number, they'll be out there. They have a truck. It's got an air compressor on it. They can help you if you got a low tire or flat tire. If you got a dead battery, they can help you. In some circumstances, they can help you with if you lock your keys in a car, but you may, if not, they'll get you in touch with a locksmith. So they have a multitude of services that's easily available. Again, it's free of charge. For female students and staff, we have a self-defense class, which is free of charge. They call it the Rape Aggression Defense class, or RAD for short, but it's a real good program. It's about a 3-day course, a couple hours a day, depending on how they schedule it. But we have several that we put on schedule during the year. Our next one is September 11th and 12th. I believe that's Monday and Tuesday here at the police station. So I really encourage females to join up for it. It's a great class. You'll have a lot of fun, and you'll actually enjoy learn how to defend yourself. They're simple holes, but they are effective. So you can break away from a grip, strike back, and get away, which is actually the point of the whole thing. But again, I encourage everybody, all the females, to sign up for that. We have an escort service that's available on campus in one form or another 24/7, 24 hours a day. You call this number 934-8772, and that's from 9 p.m. to 5:30 in the morning. But again, if no one answers that phone, or if it's after those hours, you can call the police department, and we do have security vans. So they'll pick you up wherever you're at on campus and take you to another location on campus. Now, we'll also do the immediate area of campus, maybe a block or so off, but it's primarily just for on-campus transportation. But let's say you're at the library late at night and you don't want to walk back to your dorm, or you don't feel comfortable, then you can call us and we'll get you back to your dorm. And here's going to be the numbers that excuse me. I should have got that out before I got on the phone. But anyway, be that as it may, we have the phone numbers here available. Again, the roadside service, Mars, 975-6277. The campus escort is 934-8772. You'll see two numbers up here for the police department. One's the non-emergency number in black. That's 934-4434. You can call that for any reason. If you have an issue, you need a police officer, need to talk to somebody, that's the number to call it. If it's an emergency, of course, you can call 911. But the way it works here in Jefferson County, if you call 911, you're going to go to the Jefferson County 911 call center. When they find out you're on campus or it has something to do with campus, they're going to transfer you back over to this 934-3535 number. So if you can program that in your phone, that's the key. Program all these numbers in your phone while we're talking. You'll actually get to talk to an emergency dispatcher quicker. So that's worthwhile. But again, program that in your phone, however you need to do it, so it's up at the top of the list. So you can get to it in a hurry if you need it. But it's 934-3535. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and change slides. If you need those, let me know later. We have a couple of apps we recommend. The Be Alert system, you'll learn about that real quick. If you hadn't already, I think it's required. But you get a text message or an email depending on how you set it up, or a phone call, depending on how you set it up on your account. You can even include your parents, I believe, their email or phone on it, so that they know what's going on campus. But any situation that directly, potentially negatively affects campus, you get an alert about. So if there was, for instance, weather related that directly has potential to affect campus, you'll get an email up on that or text. The last one I got was about a gas leak in one of the labs. It was a minor leak, but they let you know when it first happened. They let you know about 5 or 10 minutes later when maintenance arrived. And then when it's all clear and it's good to go, they'll let you know that. So I really recommend that. And of course, I believe you're probably going to be signed up for that first thing. Another app, which is you can sign up for free of charge, it's called Rave Guardian, R-A-V-E Guardian. And you can get it on Google Apps or Apple Apps. The way it works, you log into it with your UAB ID email, and then you give them your information and your vehicle information, and program in up to 6 phone numbers that you would like to be called in an emergency, up to 6 phone numbers. But then if you're going on a trip, let's say going to Walmart or someplace at night, and you think you're going to be gone for an hour, you can program it for an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half, whatever leeway you want to give. Then if you don't cut it off at the end of that time, it will automatically call out those numbers that you've pre-programmed in. And that alerts them that you're not where you thought you were going to be. And so if something did happen, people would be notified earlier rather than wait till the next day when you didn't show up where you're supposed to be. So it's kind of a safety net, but it's definitely worthwhile to get. The only thing you have to do is make sure you cut it off at the end of the night, because otherwise whoever you've got programmed in is going to be getting woke up 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So just make sure you cut it off once you program, set it, in other words. And this has got the QR code that you can scan, get to, I believe, on one of those apps, either Google Apps or Apple Apps, I'm not sure. But this will get you to the right side if you want to scan that. And that tells a little bit about how it works. This is the rate progression of defense I was telling you about. Like I say, a couple of those courses have already passed, but September 11th through 12th, Monday and Tuesday evening from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. Again, you can call me and I can get you registered for that, or you can go to this address, web address, and they can get you registered, or you can call this number 934-7705. But I definitely recommend it. Like I say, we've got this one of the classes that we had, and you see the guys dressed up in the red suits, so you actually have a chance to actually work on these techniques. It's not just classroom, it's hands-on training. So I do recommend that. The Clery Act is something that's been in place now for several years, that all colleges, it pertains to all colleges and universities, have to accurately report their crime statistics that are happening on campus. So, you know, in the past, maybe they didn't always report it correctly, or they felt like maybe they didn't disclose things that were negative. But I can guarantee UAB, we've been doing this for years. You can go back and monthly, we put our crime statistics up on our website, UAB/police. And you're going to see any crime that happens on campus is going to be reflected there. Also, if it's a serious crime, we're going to send out the Be Alert right away. So we're transparent 100%. This website here gives you a chance to compare different universities with each other. So you can compare UAB, let's say a metropolitan school, medical school with other universities, maybe and compare and see how we're doing. Like for instance, Vandy in Tennessee, or Emory in Atlanta, something like that, UCLA. Compare us and kind of get a judge for yourself what kind of job we're doing. But we think we do a good job. We do take it seriously, and your safety and safety of students and staff on campus is really our only goal. So again, you've got my number. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. But I think that's the end of my slideshow. So I guess Carmen, there you go.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Sergeant Hart, for all this valuable information. I think UAB campus, and I'm not biased, I don't mean to be sound biased or anything. I think it's a very safe campus. It is a big campus, but it is very safe. And everywhere you go, you will see police presence, and you will see those tall green booths in case there's an emergency. I walk to my car every day, and I've never had an issue, knock on wood, but I feel very safe. So while we let you submit some of your questions, please know that you can put your questions in the Q&A section, and I'm also monitoring Facebook. We did have an earlier question that came in through an email earlier. This parent was particularly worried because their student was assigned a parking that was a bit far away from the residence hall. And she was concerned that at some point her student was going to be in a lab session till probably after 9 p.m. You have mentioned the escort system, or that they can call. Can you give us the numbers again, or can you give us more information about how that would work? The student would just call and get the transportation?
Let me pull back the slide so I'll make sure I give you the right number. But the number for the escort service is 934-8772. But again, you can call the police department and they can connect you immediately with any of these numbers. So that number is 934-4434. So definitely call us and we'll get a security van or whatever we need out there if something else is not running at that time. But yeah, that's what it's built for, is people that are going to class late and not getting back to there. Because we do have remote labs for off campus, especially for people coming in. Parking, of course, is prime anywhere on campus, anywhere in downtown Birmingham. So, and the parking lots do have security that patrol them. The bigger lots have someone there 24/7 that are actually security monitoring the parking lots. So, and the bus who usually run, I'm assuming they normally ride the bus in from the parking lot. But like I say, some of them are they call them remote lots, but they're really close. Just depends on which part of campus you're going to. So, but yeah, call us and let us know if again, if she doesn't feel comfortable or you don't feel comfortable walking, let us know.
Right. So these are important numbers for family members to have and pass on to your students. And sometimes, the student might call you, say, what was that number again? So have these numbers ready for you. If you're also an incoming family, we gave you a magnet, which has important numbers, and it has the UAB Police Department emergency and non-emergency numbers. So if things happen and your student might call you, have those numbers ready, save them on your phone. I know the Mars, if you have a flat tire, they'll come and at least give you some air while you get to where you need to be. Right. I'm trying to see if we have any questions. This is a great time, family members. If you have any questions, any concerns, this is Sergeant Hart is here to answer your questions. That particular self-defense class is very useful, not just because, to protect yourself. We hope there's never a situation where you need to have that, but it's also something good to have as a measure in any situation where you go, not necessarily on campus. So family members, if you have any questions, please submit them through the Q&A section. If not, I just want to take this moment to just remind you that all of the webinars are posted on Facebook. So if you have missed any of them, you can go back on Facebook and watch them. They're also on our website, uab.edu/families. And this one will be uploaded in about a week. We caption it and then we upload it, but you can go back and view it with your student at any time on Facebook. And so save these numbers. And I'm not seeing any questions, but are there any safety tips? Sometimes it's common logic to tell people where you're going or not to walk through areas that you feel you shouldn't be going through, but are there any safety tips that you would like to give families to pass on to their students? Sergeant
Well,
Hart.
I think, like you said, I think campus itself is very safe. We keep anybody that doesn't have a business, official business on campus off. And if they come back, they're subject to arrest. So we usually don't have any problems on campus. And once you get off campus, Birmingham's a big city. You have to be alert wherever you're at. But that's true anywhere. So, and if these are off-campus students, I'm assuming they live within a reasonable driving distance campus. So they're familiar with the city and things like that. So just be alert, and that's good advice for anybody anywhere. So, but again, we're here to help. If you got a problem or think you have a problem, call one of those numbers and we'll get an officer out there. Again, our whole priority is just to keep campus safe, and we're going to do whatever we need to do to make sure that happens.
Yes, and the police department does an awesome job in keeping us safe and keeping us informed. So that UAB alert is also very important, because you'll get a message, you'll get a phone call, you'll get an email. So you'll get the message in different ways. So it gives you an idea of what's going on. And so that's another very important app to add to your phone and to have to register to. So we don't seem to have any questions at this time. But again, if you have any particular questions, you can route your questions directly to the police department. If it's not an emergency, you can call, or you can email Sergeant Hart, or you can email us at families@uab.edu, and we will be glad to route your question to Sergeant Hart. So I'm not seeing any questions right now. Maybe families will have a conversation with their student. We have both incoming freshmen, we have current students, we have off-campus students, we have on-campus students. So everybody's here in different capacities and different categories. So, but everybody, please know that the police department does everything to keep all of us safe at UAB, and we're very grateful for that. So we don't have any questions at this time. So Sergeant Hart, thank you very much for presenting today. And thank you everybody for joining us both on Zoom and Facebook. And please do let us know if you have any additional questions about anything at any point. So thank you, Sergeant Hart. And thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.